2 years since I've been there, and I'm going to continue.
Okay, very good. Back here, yes. Yes, ma'am. Finally, yes.
I want to talk about the Dreamers and DACA. I want you to pass the Bridge Act, setting aside the human costs of ending DACA, not an easy thing to do, and look only at the lost tax revenue of $60 billion and reduced economic growth in the United States of $100 billion over 10 years. Will you support the Dreamers and the vital economic engine that they provide for their families in our country?
So, this goes back to the earlier question about how broken our immigration system has been, and over the last several decades, one of the outcomes of that are these kids, right? So they're brought here as kids, no fault of their own. Their parents came here illegally, but they were making choices as children. Now they're grown up, right? Now they're graduating from high school. Many of them working, going to college, serving in the military. Like, what are we going to do with them? This is a charged issue, by the way. I mean, people in my own party, you see probably some of the news on this. We've got to solve this issue. I don't agree with how the Obama administration did it. I felt that that he really overstretched his authorities in what he did. But I also live in the world that we're in, which is over the last few years, you had, I don't know, was it 750,000 of these kids come forward under the DACA program, go through a background check, right? Give their biometric information to the government, graduate from high school, or serve in the military, or whatever it is. They've done that. It's reality. It's where we are. And so moving forward, I have been watching very closely, and I'm glad to see that in the actions that the administration has taken, they haven't taken action on these kids.
Oh, yeah.
They have not taken action. The DACA program stays right now. And look, this is, as a Republican, there's a lot of people in my party that think they should all be rounded up. That's ridiculous. Okay? I think we've got to come up with a solution. I think we have to come up with a solution. These kids are in our community. And I've been quietly working with the leadership in the House and behind the scenes with the administration to say we got to figure out how to fix this for the long run. It's got to be a part of a larger issue, though, that addresses some of the legitimate concerns about securing our border, the entry-exit system, criminal, those that have committed crimes, and those types of things. It's got to be a part of a larger discussion. But I'm glad to see that right now, those kids have been untouched.
Okay.
So right now, we have the Bridge Act.
Yes, we do.
And are you going to be a co-sponsor of the Bridge Act?
Not right now, but I'm telling you that we need a legislative solution, and I have been working with my colleagues and working with the leadership of the GOP and working with administration officials, trying to come up with a legislative solution. Maybe this, or maybe part of a larger issue. It may be something that's tied to appropriations bills. There are a lot of potentials out there, but we've got to solve this issue, and just know that I am committed to it.
Okay, there was a story in the New York Times this week about the immigration issue, and it said the president's ambitions are to publicize crimes by undocumented immigrants, strip such immigrants of privacy protections, enlist local police officers as enforcers, erect new detention facilities, discourage asylum seekers, and ultimately to speed up deportations. You got a problem with any of that?
What's the source of that?
New York Times, and they were quoting documents released by the Department of Homeland Security on Tuesday.
Okay, so I looked at the documents released by Homeland Security. I have some concerns about the ambiguity of some of the wording in there. And look, under President Obama, hundreds of thousands were deported. They were. Last year, 65,000 alone. Most of them with criminal records. There were over 250,000 total. But the other portion were from the border. So this is. I mean, President Obama addressed this issue as well, especially those that are criminal aliens in our community. Can we find some agreement that we don't want violent criminal aliens in our community?
But he's going after more than that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
That ambiguity, although we are getting some reassurances from their wording and the wording of Secretary Kelly that that's not their intent. I appreciate that ambiguity provides an anxiety.
Okay, he's saying that, but the president is still saying it's a military operation. So we're not quite sure where we stand here. If I were an illegal immigrant in this country, I'd be looking over my shoulder a lot harder than maybe a month ago. As you have pointed out, these are people that we, in essence, invited to our country to help us build it, and now we just want to kick them out. So how can we approach this? How can we approach this a little more humanely?
We also have individuals that have been victims of crimes.
Sure.
So
but that's not who we're talking about. That's not who we're talking about.
I hear you. So I get it. And any new authorities that come from Congress, those of us who are level-headed, are going to be addressing those as we move forward. In this case, we've been getting some assurances from the administration on how this is going to be executed. We have oversight responsibility to those agencies, and we're looking at it very closely.
Okay, so you are uncomfortable with the idea of somebody being stopped for a traffic infraction and being deported?
Yeah.
I am uncomfortable with those.
Let her answer.
I am uncomfortable from a resource and a prioritization that I think that we should be focusing on those that have committed crime.
Yeah.
Right? There are limited resources. And I think those that have been here that have, other than coming here illegally, have done nothing wrong and have been working and paying taxes, we need a bipartisan solution to address those issues. We've got to address those issues in a bipartisan way.
Hi, thank you for coming. My question is about climate change, and I feel like it's been shamelessly and I'd like to know what you're going to do personally to ensure that.
Can you say that next sentence after climate change again?
It's been swept under the rug, this election. Shamefully, in my opinion. But I'd like to know what you're going to do personally for the state of Arizona to ensure that my generation inherits a healthy, safe Earth.
Well, let's back up. Do you think climate change is an issue that we need to be spending money on?
So I do believe that the climate is changing, and I do believe that human activity is not part of that. Where we can have different views is on the public policy decisions and what can be done and what we should be doing in order to address that. Because of some of the innovations that have already happened in energy technology, we have been in continuous declining CO2 emissions as a country over the last several decades. Some of that is because of the revolution that we've had in natural gas, and some clean coal technologies and
clean coal is not a thing.
Also solar, wind, and others. I believe we need to have an all of the above energy strategy. We should be investing in basic research for us to be able to move past our dependence on fossil fuels. This is also a national security issue. Trust me. I don't want people to point back to the Middle East the way I read it 6 times any more than anybody else does. Right? For us to move off our dependence on that is a national security issue, is an economic issue, and it can impact the climate.
Okay. We're going to respect our time. We're going to end at 5:30. You have one more question here, and then I have one quick one that was emailed. It's 5:30, folks. Golder. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, you said that you support the Title IX protections, correct?
Yes.
And recently, Trump has rescinded the guidelines under Obama for transgender children like my own to be able to use the bathroom that matches their gender identity. I want to know very, very specifically, please, what do you plan to do to protect my child, children like him, and others who are not children in this state?
And yes, he did rescind that. And many people believe that that was a federal overreach, that this is better to be managed at the state level.
What do you believe?
I believe that it was a federal overreach as well. I believe these issues are best managed at the state level.
Well, how are you going to protect them in our state?
Be able to protect children like yours, but also protect other children.
From what? No!
That was my question.
I hear you, and again, I believe in this case, that particular guidance, it wasn't a rule, like came out of
That
the
wasn't my
administration.
question. What will you do to
not the
protect
appropriate
them
role for the
in
borough.
this state? If it's a state issue and you're a representative of our state,
At the
what
state
will you
level, that's the
specifically
governor and
do?
your state representative.
Federal civil rights laws are here to protect people from the state.
The First Amendment Defense Act was introduced in 2015. It went nowhere. It would protect a business or a person with, quote, sincerely held religious beliefs in the event they discriminated against an LGBTQ person. Two senators want to reintroduce this bill. Would you support it?
That bill is not something that came up in front of the House. I have to read everything.
They're talking about, but we all know what it is. We all know what it says. If it came back up, would you support it?
I would take a look at it.
Would you support it? We know how we feel on these. We're kind of up or
I
down.
hear you. Nobody should be discriminated against based on who they love. Of course we need those protections. But we also have laws that protect religious institutions like this one. They're not mutually exclusive. And if you look at my voting record in the last Congress, again, I voted against party lines on number of issues to make sure that people had their protection against discrimination.
And that is accurate. That is accurate, by the way.
Go back and look.
I'm sorry you can't give us an answer on this.
Do you support LGBT?
Of course I support rights for everybody.
Okay, you know what, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna respect the time. We have, like I said, I received about 700 questions in email. I would not make your staff, hold on. Okay. Yeah, I know it's a child, and it's 5:30, and we're gonna respect the time. Let the
child speak.
I'd like a commitment from you and your staff that you guys would answer in terms of a lot of the questions like that. There are a lot of issues that we're not touching on today.
I agree, Dan. And look, we get calls and emails to our office, upwards sometimes of 2,000 to 3,000 a week. So please submit those questions to us. We will get back to you in writing.
Also, would you commit to another town hall elsewhere in the district soon?
Yes.
Let the child speak.
Let the child speak.
Let the child speak.
Yeah.
What harm would it do?
You have time for one more? Let the child speak. It's going to be a good question, young man.
There's always a good question for the child.
I do think that the boss is qualified. That's a great question.
Good job, brother.
Mitchell,
Hey, Mitchell, why do you think she's unqualified?
because she wants guns at school for protection of grizzlies. Because she wants guns at school for protection of grizzlies.
The president won the election. You may not agree with it, at the advice and consent of the Senate. I am not in the Senate, thank God. I'm in the House. Okay? So our job, if we need to have legislation related to these issues, but we already passed some pretty meaningful legislation on K-12 education. But if the other legislation comes up, we will look at it.
And we hope you live here in Sarita. Okay, good. We get you on the town council, too. And there's your mayor, talk to her, we'll get you on there. You know what, agree with her or not, you have to hand it to Mark McSally.